Hey, how's it going? Mary Bicknell here with Lead a Life Uncommon. Welcome to the podcast. Today we are doing part 2 of what's your purpose, what's your passion, and what's your potential. And I have to tell you, it took me a minute to do this lesson, this podcast, and because it really makes me emotional. It really is emotional. And so if you're over on the YouTubes watching, I know you're going to see me, hopefully I'm going to get through all of this without being tearful. And part of the tearfulness is the dawning that different stages of life, what we've been talking about this month of April 2024 in women and their identities and changes in life and circumstances, et cetera. With that comes maybe redefining your purpose, your passion, and your potential. And I think the other thing too is it just really hit home today. I was on my way to go have a cup of coffee with a former client who made such incredible transformations working together. And the biggest compliment, the biggest transformation, the biggest takeaway for her is that she eliminated self-doubt. Frankly, her even saying that's what she got out of our coaching relationship, that she has eliminated her self-doubt. It touches me on a place it's hard to explain. And as I was pulling up anyhow to the coffee shop, one of my private clients voxed me, and I use Voxer with my private clients. You have access to me 24/7. It's like, remember, I'm your business partner. We're doing things together. Anyhow, she voxed me to tell me that she signed her first highest paying client for this new offer. She just signed her highest client to date based on the work we've been doing. Why it was very poignant is also because both of these women are brilliant, extremely well-educated women. One has PhD, one has, both of them have masters. And so very brilliant women, both of whom have just gotten out of, well, one actually just has been divorced from a narcissistic husband for several years. The other client who just signed the highest client to date, she is in the middle of the shitstorm, frankly. And knowing I was going to record this today, thinking, oh my God, thank you, universe, for gifting me reminders of my business purpose. As some of you know, I've taken off for several months. I just started the new podcast season this April of 2024. And, I had taken some time off redoing my house, selling the house. My daughter is a senior in high school right now. So I've taken a lot of time off, tons of vacations. I have like 10 more trips through the year 2024. I'm very intentional about building a business that allows extreme flexibility while making a shit ton of money and living my purpose, my business purpose. So for today's conversation, one of the things that I really want to help you with is having your self-identity, your self-concept in what is your purpose, passion, and potential in your personal life, and what does that look like in your business life as well. The reason that this is so important is because oftentimes women specifically negate all of the successes that they have in their personal life. When I help them craft and create a new offer, when I help them work on their sales, they're using the Brave sales and discovery call framework, whether it's their niche, whether it's increasing, whatever, whether it's their mindset, whether I'm life and leadership coaching, whether I'm success and business coaching, whatever it is. One of the things that we are really good at as women, one of our good skills is negating our ability to do multiple things, which looks like, we think when we pivot to do something new that we don't think about the success we've had in all areas of our life. So I really want, as your mentor, as your life and business coach and consultant mentor, to lead a life uncommon, to build a big, bold life in biz, I want to encourage you to think of these 3 P's, the purpose, passion, and potential in your personal life and your professional life. I mean, really, if we look at that, that's 8 P's. Your personal, professional, those 2. Anyhow, do the little math there with my funny little autistic brain finding that pattern. Oh, and there's another P. I could just go with this, please. Okay. So when I was sitting, as I've been thinking about this new year, knowing I'm going to come back on the podcast, knowing all these great things that I've been working on behind the scenes to teach you. And by the way, I'm going to be sharing later how to sign up for my upcoming workshop to help you build some recurring revenue, creating a digital program or a live coaching program, no matter what industry. I have clients who can do this who are interior designers. Actually, one of my clients, interior designer, she's working on how to do flips, teaching people how to do flips. I have another client who is, who's a stylist. And so, she's put together a digital program all around that. Of course, I've worked with numerous of you who are therapists who have become coaches. Anyhow, it's all about getting shit done. It's all about how to build out your coaching program using AI. So this particular program, I'm going to be offering you the program, but the 3-day workshop is to give you a taster. And I love to teach clients organic marketing and paid advertisement, how to sell big ticket, how to sell low ticket, how to build your coaching program just from your knowledge. I give you a very concrete process in the big bold life and biz. And I want to teach you how to use AI. I mean, oh my God, I've written my book with AI. I have done so much. Oh my God. And once you learn the skill, it's going to save you years of time, years of stress and anxiety and overthinking. Okay. Anyhow, so I'm going to pull out my notes here because this topic really, the more I dug into it, the more I'm like, oh, and I have, a lot of notes. Sometimes I just purposely have an outline. Today, I have written out the notes just because it's so important. I want to start off too with saying, it depends on the phases of our life. It happens. And like I said this morning with the client that called with the new, big sale, the previous client. And then I'm looking at my current other clients and I'm like, wait a minute. And some of my recent past clients, here's the deal. They all happen to be right around 40 plus, either in the middle of a divorce or having just gotten a divorce from an asshole narcissist. Now, look, I'm a lover of men. I am definitely there's plenty of amazing men out there. And yet we also, a strong, dynamic women, sometimes dummy down. I'm going to say it. Sometimes we dummy down, we fall prey to, a narcissist and shit. Then we're in it for a while and thank God these women got out. Anyhow, what is my purpose? My personal purpose, I was just, like I said, the universe just gifted me that even more, is it just reminds me how committed I am to you as a woman being financially independent. For you as a woman to stop looking at painting your nails and getting massage as fucking self-care, and instead look at financial security, financial stability, financial competence, wealth consciousness. That, my friends, is the best self-care that you could ever give to yourself. And I want to help you with that 100%. I can guarantee you, you're going to start hearing me guarantee this all the time now. There's too much over the last decade. There's too many clients who, when you work the Big Bold Life and Biz Plan or any of my programs, I promise, I guarantee you will feel less stressed. You will feel more confident. You will make more money and you will have more free time. That is my driving purpose, to help you have that. Okay. So I could go on and on about that, but let's keep moving along. Okay. So this, remember, is part 2. So last week I gave you a bunch of questions to think about and to help kind of prep you. So today we're going to dive a little bit deeper, and also so you can get a little bit of a flavor. When I work with my clients, my job is to hold their goal. And because stuff is hard, right? When you're growing, when you're expanding, when you're evolving, when you're revolutionizing your own world, you need somebody there who has a strong, stable presence, all while giving you a hug and giving you a swift kick in the ass when you need it. Okay. And reminding you how brilliant you are. Those are all the things. So today we're going to go a little bit deeper, but of course not as deep as if when you and I work together. Okay. So whether you're already wildly successful, living your best passionate, most incredible life, or you're realizing you aren't, this podcast is for you today. So what's your purpose, passion, and potential, and does it change through time? This is not going to be, this one and done kind of conversation. Sometimes through your life, your purpose might get muddied. It might get lost, or it might get put on a shelf for a season of your life. Sometimes our passions change. And when they change and we're not like jazzed, ready to jump out of bed, we feel lost. We feel like we're just floating. We're like, Sometimes we have a dawning or a massive wake up call about the potential that we're not realizing, that we're not actualizing, that we are avoiding, that we are wasting. And I don't know about you, but I know I've said this a million times, especially when I was running the Regret Proof Life program. Is my biggest fear is feeling like I've wasted time. And I've worked so much on my mindset around the belief that where I am right now is perfect. All the things leading up to this very moment, me speaking to you, me looking at the camera, me waving to you if you're over on YouTube. Hi, everyone on the YouTubes. It's perfectly in time. And those moments that I try and rush things, I'm missing being present and conscious to the growth. So I want you to, again, encourage you to look at these three concepts through the lens of your personal and professional life. Because a lot of times we just look through things through the business. Oh my God, I haven't really made enough money. I haven't lived up to my potential. I don't know my purpose. Why am I even doing this business? Who do I even want to help? What's my niche? I'm bored with these people. Oh my God, I dread my calendar. Every time I see ABC's, Susie Smith's name on my calendar, I think, what in the hell am I doing? Wasting my life. I don't feel any passion for this. I don't feel excitement, glee. And the same in your personal life. What is your purpose in your personal life? What do you do when that changes? What do you do when you get a divorce? Your kid moves out, your kid goes to college, what about your passions that change? And do they need to change? And what does that even mean to live up to your potential in your personal life? Here's the reality though. It's like most people are unwilling to lead a life uncommon. They're unwilling to do the kind of work that is required to lead a life uncommon. And so my question to you, my friends, is are you willing to be bold? Remember, being a brave, outgoing leader, deciding to live who you are fully and unapologetically. Most people aren't. Most people hate their jobs. Most marriages end in divorce. A shocking number of people are waiting for their children to leave college. Most of us have been beaten into the false belief that having fun, like we did when we were kids, all jubilant and running free, wild and free, that as we become adults, somehow those enjoyable times don't have value anymore. How many of you have been told, oh, no, stop doing that. Don't talk too much. Oh, you're being too much. You're too big. You're too this. It's, you can't play the guitar all day. You can't art. You talk, it's funny, right? It's just like, oh my God, how many times have I been like, you just talk too much. And now people pay me a shit ton of money just to hear what the hell I have to say. It's so cool. When we think of value, I want you to think of it instead of if you're thinking about the things you did as a child and thinking you were told those have no value as an adult, I want you to think of it not just through the lens of monetary value. I want you to use the word instead of contribution. I think we have an easier way to grasp that concept of how do I add value or that's not valuable, when we think about it, is that contributing? So for example, does eating, a ton of M&Ms have a lot of value for you? I don't know. Does it help you emotionally? Well, but is it contributing to your bigger goals? I don't know. You have to answer that. A lot of clients will ask me, how can I add more value, Mary, to my offer so more people will want it, so it will seem more valuable? And here's the thing that they are missing. They are missing that we have conflated value and time, value and more. And I want to offer to you, and this might be a moment, so pay attention. I want to offer to you that the complete opposite may, in fact, be very true. So, for example, if I said to you, I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million a year working part-time. Let's just even say I'm going to teach you how to make $500,000 a year working 3 days a week. I'm going to teach you how to build out your social media. And literally, I can guarantee we can crank this out in an hour or less. I can teach you how to create your entire coaching or consulting program without using AI. And I can teach you how to do it in 1 single hour. I'm very big on these chunks of time. Really, we need to have containers of time so we get stuff done. Otherwise, I know if you're listening, you're probably very well educated and you're one of those overthinkers. And so I help you stop overthinking and get shit done. So I want you to think about what would be more valuable if we had to assign the monetary thing to it, right? Would it be more valuable to you to learn how to do something more quickly? That's more valuable. Not me saying, here's 359 pages of a workbook. Here's, 100 hours of video. If I could distill for you, this is what I actually do, and this is what I'm brilliant at. If I could distill for you a business plan and strategy that will get you to your goal as fast as fucking possible, do you find that more valuable than hey, here's the 359 pages and the 100 hours? There you go. That's adding more value. No, one of my clients, she said to me, first of all, she said our VIP day, which if you've not had a VIP day with me, you're missing out. You're missing out. She said that changed her life, and it did. We created her entire business plan, her marketing strategy, the whole bit, one day. And for the last 6 months, in fact, we're down to our last coaching calls. I'm not one of those coaches that say you need to be with me for the rest of your life. No, I want to teach you everything and then send you on your merry way with you knowing literally exactly what to do step by step by step. And so we got on a call and I was like, well, what do you want to be coached on today? I have some ideas of what I want to talk to you about, some of your next steps that I believe are important for you. And she said, I don't know. And I was like, all right, success. She didn't know because when she thought it through, she's like, I know how to do this. I know how to market, sell, deliver. I'm organized. I have the systems. I'm onboarding. She just sold her highest. Oh my gosh, she just sold her highest offers today. And so just in this one new offer that we worked on, she's 10x'd her income. 10x'd her income. That's freaking crazy. That's life-changing as a single parent with 2 children. That's life-changing. Wouldn't you agree? So I want you to think about what's valuable versus what's contribution. If I can, it would be a greater contribution to you to be able to quickly tell you how to do something, coach you how to do something, put a plan into place than just to quote, add value. So I want to offer right now, how do you define value? And then here's the thing. When you think about your purpose, your passion, and your potential in your personal and your professional life, how will you actually, if you've not asked yourself, if you've not sat down and really thought about it and put words to it and meat on the bones, how will you ever know that you've maximized your potential, that you are living your purpose? I believe so strongly that therein lies one of the greatest problems that my clients have, and I'm offering, perhaps you do, is that we fail to take time to actually ask ourselves, what do I want? What do I like? What could be different? What could be improved? What's working? What's not? Oh, how would I do something differently? We don't do that very often. Why? Because the damn horse is out of the track or whatever out of the gate. The wedding dress is bought. The other day, I was so flattered. One of my business colleagues asked me to speak to her 19-year-old daughter who was thinking about going off to college to get a degree in social work. And so if you don't know, if you're new to me, I know I've been rattling. I'm Mary Bicknell. I'm a former clinical social worker. I'm a lifetime entrepreneur. I learned how to increase my revenue 450% in a single year. And of course, it's accelerated after that. I teach these strategies to clients by using both the way we think about things and then getting very tight, simplifying what do you got to do, what to do. Most of you are doing too many things. And there's probably only one or two things that are really going to move the needle for you, but you feel like you got to try them all. And so I help remove all of that confusion. And we have a very systematic process. It's the Big Bold Life and Biz method. And it's life-changing. Breakthroughs all around. Anyhow, her daughter's 19. And so we had a real conversation. It's like asking the question, what do you want out of your life? Now she's 19, so she doesn't know everything. However, I do believe that we all know what is the lifestyle that we want to live. What is our day-to-day that we want to live? And you see, I'm having you think of these things before we even get to what's your purpose, passion, or potential. Because if you don't even know what is your day, what do you want your day to look like? What does your Monday through Friday look like? What time do you eat? What are you doing? What are you saying yes to that you need to say no to? Where are you so busy, my friends, that you aren't even listening to your own mind? And so she said, and because I know her lifestyle, I was like, hey, look, being a social worker, that's not going to give you like the lifestyle that you're accustomed to. Now, granted, not that everybody needs to have the lifestyle they're accustomed to as a child, but it's the same with River. I've said to her, okay, great, you're going to college. That's all awesome. And you need to have your own business. You need to have investments. You need to have income outside of a quote job, because a job can go away. This is why you're listening. You're here because you want something different. I know that. So if you can't answer the question about what you want or what you want contribution for your life, that's what's creating angst in you, strife in you. That's what's creating wariness in you. This is what's contributing to your stagnation, to your I'm confused, I'm stuck. This is about your regrets. This is about you floundering. And I want to encourage you to, even right now, pause for a minute and ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like? And have it in full spectrum color. Some of you don't do that because you're trapped. You feel trapped. And I want to say, you are not trapped unless you think you are trapped. If you think you're trapped, your brain's going to keep offering that up. If you recognize, oh my God, we live in the greatest time in history, no matter how shitty things are going on right now. And they're always shitty, by the way. They're always shitty if you look for the shitty. There's always wars. There's always people dying. There's always rape. There's always some asshole screaming at a kid in Target. That's never going to change, no matter what. However, you can choose to see some of the brightness. You can choose to believe that this too shall pass. You are not trapped in whatever the hell you're doing. I mean, I've had clients that come to me and they've quit jobs. They've quit jobs. They're soul-sucking jobs so that they can have their own business and call the shots. And were they terrified? Oh, hell yeah. I didn't say any of this is going to be like, super easy and that there weren't going to be a lot to do it. But it's like, you got to decide. Are you willing to make the change? You've got to choose your hard. Is it harder to stay in floundering, regret, stagnation, and strife? Or is it harder to move through that with full belief that on the other side of learning the skills, by the way, these are just skills, you guys. If you're here and you're listening and you're watching, you have the skills. I can guarantee that. or you wouldn't even be interested in hearing what I have to say. I know that. No one shows up that's like, I don't really, I don't know if I can do this. Those people, like, my marketing is such, I'm so direct, as you can feel, that I just push those people away, even without me saying, go away. They're not attracted to me because I'm very direct. And most people who are floundering or who don't want to change, they're not attracted to me because I hold your feet to the fire. Okay. So sometimes, though, I will say, if you can't answer that, it could also be not that you're in avoidance, but that right now you're in a season of life where it's a placeholder. You're like, you don't know what your purpose is right now because you're just like in college, or you're at a job, or you just became a parent, or you're in the middle of a divorce, and literally you don't have the bandwidth to sit down necessarily. However, I want to encourage you, even if it's for a few minutes every day, asking. When you ask, you open up to possibilities. So, for example, it could be a placeholder that sounds like this. Well, I don't know what my purpose is because I've not really taken the time to think about it. Or, I haven't taken the time to think about it because I thought about it a long time ago and that dream didn't come through. So it could be like a placeholder for passion. Maybe it could sound like, Mary, I don't know what my passion is right now because I just had a baby, or I just am over an illness, or, my mom was sick and I had to take care of her. And it's just like, I literally didn't have the bandwidth, the mental or emotional energy to allocate for any kind of passion. I'm going day to day. And finally, your potential. Your placeholder might look like, I haven't reached my potential yet, Mary, because in my business, because I'm learning the art of how to market and sell and deliver better. Of course, I can help you with that. So let's go into what these even mean, what your purpose, passion, and potential is. And of course, I love, as I teach you, looking at the dictionary and looking at the thesaurus and thinking of new words. It's the same with your emotions. With clients, I talk to them a lot about thinking bigger than the singular emotional words that you probably frequently use. And the top ones are like, I'm angry, I'm excited, I'm sad, I am frustrated, I'm happy. Okay, well, those are fine words. It's not that there's anything wrong with them. It's more that it may be bigger than that. There might be more depth to it. I want to encourage you, just as a side note, I'm going off on a side note here. When you're thinking about your emotion, pause for a minute and ask yourself, is that really a good descriptor or is it different? So, for example, if you're excited, is it excitement or is it jubilance? Are you titillated with the concept? Are you joyful? Are you when you're saying like I feel sad, is it that you're sad? Is it that you're devastated? Are you grieving? Are you mourning? Are you angry or are you aggravated? Are you frustrated? Disappointed? Anger is an umbrella emotion. Most of these 5 simple words that I gave you earlier, these are umbrella terms, emotional terms that we default to. And so I want to encourage you to think bigger and, come up with a list. I should put this up somewhere, or I have a list of like a couple hundred emotional words, but we'll do that another day. Okay, so let's start with purpose. Okay. When we think about purpose, here's what purpose says it is: like determination, direction, goal, idea, intent, plan. The reason, here's why some of you have aching hearts when you're wondering, what's my purpose? And here's the definition: the reason for which something exists or is done or is used. And so when you ask the question, what is my purpose? You have something inside of you that is wondering, why the hell am I even here on this earth? How am I contributing? How am I adding value? What is the meaning of my life? So when we think of it, when we use the thesaurus, that's back to, aspiration, desire, determination, ambition, plan, principle, project. So I want to ask you, when you think about your purpose in your business, is it the driving force? Now, some people are like, what's your why? And that's okay. But I think there's more to it than what's your why. When we look at our purpose through the lens of, why am I here? Why do I exist? It's a different moment than just what's my why? Why am I doing my business? Right now, I could be like, I'm doing my business because I want to make money and I want to help you make money. But what's my purpose? My purpose is to teach women how to be financially secure, stable, have a predictable income so they never have to rely on another human being ever again, that they never are trapped in a shitty relationship, so that they never say to their children, we can't afford it, so that they never live in a place or a house or a state or a country that they don't love. That's my purpose. Why do I have a business? Because I want to make money. I'm a businesswoman. I want to be able to, and the why under the why do I want to make money is because I own 2 houses and I like having multiple things. And I'm selling this big ass house and I want to travel. My big why now and my is, why to make money is because I want to be able to, anytime that I want to drop $500 to fly to see my daughter in college, I will never have the thought, oh, should I spend that money? No, it's already done. It's already done in my mind where literally today is Wednesday. I could literally like just drop what I'm doing and get on a plane tonight. I don't think they have any flights, but I could do it tomorrow, or I could get in the car right now. I could drive. I want to encourage you that my purpose is to help you have that same ability. So where are you in your purpose for your personal life and your professional? So different stages in your personal life, and of course, in the development and growth and scaling of your company looks different. Does your purpose change with a new stage of personal growth? Does your purpose change with a new level of professional growth? And I'm going to say yes to both. So is my purpose personally? So if I talk about my personal purpose as Mary Bicknell, my purpose, I believe personally, is to be a leader for women in all areas of life. And even more personally, my purpose, I believe, is to be the best mother and the best wife that I can. And it's not just, here's the tip, it's not just for John and River. It's not just because I'm fucking amazing as a wife and a mother. It's not just for them. It's for me. It's so that I can feel like I am living my purpose by being an amazing parent and an amazing wife and lover. It's for me. Now, yes, my purpose is it a contribution that I support my spouse? Of course, he's got his business is just expanding. What about my daughter? Yes, vibrant, independent, brilliant young woman. But ultimately, it's for me. And I want to encourage you, ultimately, it comes down to you. It's your one beautiful, amazing life. Give yourself permission, and I will give you permission if you need it right now, to do it for you. So, my business purpose, I already told you. So I want to ask you, is what you're doing right now isn't satisfying? And is it good enough? I used to have this saying, good enough isn't. And then, I've really reflected on that over the last couple of years. And I want to ask you, why or why not, isn't it? And maybe it is. Maybe you keep thinking your purpose is actually something other than what you're doing. Have you stopped? Again, if you've not asked yourself, what do I want out of my life? What do I want out of my business? And if you can't answer that, then it will feel like you are missing out on your purpose, that what you're doing is not good enough. But I want to offer to you, looking at both of these things, is your business allowing for your purpose, your personal purpose? So for example, so many people are like, I just want to do what I love. I just want to help all the people. And I don't really care about the money. That's all bullshit, by the way. I just want to help all the people. Blah, blah, blah. And they think that's their purpose, to help people. And I'm like, okay, well, you're helping people, but you're miserable in your own life. So what if your business is good enough and you're making, let's just throw numbers out, 300 grand and you're working 35 hours. It might not be the perfect thing in the world, but is it giving to you something that allows you to live your personal purpose? Look, sometimes my business is a grind. I'm not going to be in denial that there's long days sometimes. And, when you're launching or when you're speaking or when you're traveling, yeah, there's a lot of shit there. And there's plenty of these amazing cry moments, like, my clients who have been in bad relationships and who are now financially secure and know how to create money. But my business gives to me the most important thing. And that's for me to live out my personal purpose, which is to be the most incredible Mary I can be, to love myself, and to be the best mom and wife and lover. So is it good enough? What if it is? Let's take a breath. And if you could allow it to be true, what would you do with all that different brain energy? Sometimes we just fuss and we complain and we whine and it's like, oh, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And it's like, really, is it not good enough? Or is just like you're getting something out of saying it's not good enough. It's like, this is what I found. So many times people are like, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. Like, I need to add more. And what happens is that's just an excuse for giving yourself this spin out. And it gives you this excuse to just talk. But if you said, oh my God, my business, some days it's really hard. It's still better than a job, but it's good enough right now. It's paying my bills. It's giving me flexibility and freedom. And it aligns with me being a great mother or whatever that is. See, what would you do then with all that time of not complaining? Then you might have to actually use that time for something else. Would you use it for doing some other passion, which we're getting ready to talk about? Would you use that time to actually excel in your business? I want you to really think about this. What if the status quo at your life is really good enough? And you keep just trying to make things complicated by saying things are not good enough. I don't know how many of my clients come to me and I'm just like, God, you've made this so hard. No wonder you're overwhelmed. No wonder you're frustrated. No wonder you feel like nothing's good enough. And what my client said to me the other day, she said she was so surprised on her VIP day that she thought I was going to add more to her plate. And what I did is I nearly cleared her plate. So she only had the key things to focus on. And because of that, she's 10x her business while feeling grounded and calm. Like, that's the best damn compliment. Yes, it's great that she made a lot of money, of course, but every single one of my clients feels so calm and so assured and so doubtless. They have the skills. All of these things, you guys, are skills you can learn. I'm not sure how long we've been going. I almost want to turn this into 3 parts because I want you to do the work. It's more about how can you embrace what you've accomplished to see whether it's good enough. We're going to explore the whole concept of more another time because I want you to have more of what you want, not because you think you're supposed to. How have you been defining things? Are you defining things in an unsatisfactory way? Here's one of the other things. Does your purpose, once you've defined them, are you defining them in full alignment to your values? In every single one of my programs, even my private one-on-one clients, I have them do pre-work on identifying their personal core values. Why? I want to give you permission to live your core values. I want to give you permission to market through your value system. Now, those of you who know me understand truth and time, my value system, like they rank right up there. So that's why I'm very candid. That's why I talk fast. I walk fast. I get to the point. I don't want to waste your time. So it's easy for me to, by the way, this is part of my personality style anyhow. So it just happens to be all fully in alignment, but I can lean on my values. And if somebody's like, I don't like how fast you talk, and I've had people say that, then I'm not your person. I can easily say, because, I teach you not all money is good money. I'm not going to sign a client who thinks that I need to slow down. Now, of course, on this podcast, my cadence is faster. I want to keep you engaged. I'm over here waving on the YouTubes. Plus, right now, you can hear my passion. You can feel my passion. You can feel the truth, the big, bold truth of what I'm saying. Actually, we're going to pause there. I'm going to turn this into 2 more podcasts. So I know I said this is part 2 and it's about all 3 of them, but sometimes you move along. And what I know to be true is I don't want you just to listen and then not do this work. So here's more questions for you to journal about related to your purpose with your personal life and your professional life. Okay. Number one is, are the things that you're doing day to day fully in alignment with your value system? And do you even know what your values are? Now, what I mean by that is, like, most people are like, sure, Mary, I really value like my time and my family and all of that. And I can go, great, let's see your calendar. Let me look at your calendar and see whether what you say is of value to you is actually proven out by what you're doing day to day, moment by moment. I can't even tell you how many times they are not aligned. And they're not aligned, you guys. I know, because you have a fear that it can't work. And I want to offer to you, I want to promise you, I want to guarantee you, like I said earlier, I want to guarantee you that the Big Bold Life and Biz plan methodology teaches you and guarantees that you will feel more confident and grounded and calm. You will make more money and you will work less. Period. And it's just about you learning the skills. So, very first thing, does what you're doing in your personal life align with your personal purpose? Like, if you're screaming at your kid and your purpose is to be a great mom, it's probably not working. And I don't mean screaming every now and again, because we're all guilty of that. However, so that would be one of the things. What does it even mean for you to feel like my life is not good enough? What I'm doing is not good enough? What is good enough? Then ask yourself, could it be possible that what I'm doing in my career or my business right now is actually good enough right now in this season to allow me to live my purpose in my professional life? So, for example, maybe you're at a you're capped right now, or you're at a certain income level and you're like, you really feel pushed, you really want to grow, you like feel like you have this purpose to help more people, and yet you've got a toddler, or you want to be the homeroom mom in your kid's classroom, and growing or scaling your company right now wouldn't align with your personal purpose to be a hands-on mom. And when you assess that, can you give yourself grace and love and saying, it's okay, this is just the season? Asking yourself, what do I really want? What do I really want? And using the noun purpose, let me go back to the definition finally. Using the definition for purpose, the reason for which something exists. I know you're asking yourself, why do I exist? Answer that. Why am I here on this earth? Answer that. Listen to your answers. And don't fall prey to your brain lying to you. I don't know. I don't know, Mary. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. When you come up with that, when your brain says, I don't know, or I'm confused, or I'm struggling, the very first thing I want you to just start really programming yourself and asking yourself, well, is that true? And your brain's going to be like, yes. Or your brain's going to be like, oh, I don't know. So that's one. The other question to really just automatically ask yourself, well, if I did know, what would it look like? If I didn't have to worry about anything, what would I do? If I had all the time and money and freedom in the world just to say yes, yes, yes to all my deepest desires, what would that look like? You're not necessarily asking the questions, or you're bypassing the questions, or you're not listening to the answer, because maybe you already know and you're just avoiding and afraid and pushing it away because it means change. It means getting a divorce. It means quitting a job. It means upping your rates. It means starting over in a different niche because you hate what you're doing with this person, this particular clientele. I mean, that's what happened to me, right? I was a clinical social worker. I worked in dozens of nursing homes. I was in 25 different nursing homes as a behavioral trainer. I got to a point I hated it. Now, my purpose is to help people above all. In this business and the Bold Life and Biz business, it's to help women become financially independent so they never have to rely on another human being and know how to create money anytime they want. But when I was doing social work, I got to the point I hated it. And part of it is because I felt depleted. So that didn't align with my purpose, my personal purpose of taking excellent care of myself, so that I have the bandwidth to be the kind of wife, mother, lover, and contributor to the world that I want to be. So I want to offer to you, my friends, that you know the answer if you're willing to listen. And then if you have the answer, you're willing to listen and you're like, what's my next steps? Please reach out to me. Not only do we have this upcoming workshop in the second or third week of May, look for this over the next podcast or two, or follow me over on the Instas or any of the socials so that you can sign up, or email me, mary@marybicknell.com, so that you can attend it live or get the replay. To help you navigate pivoting, changing, morphing, growing. All right. I believe in you. You deserve to lead a life uncommon. Now go over, whether you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell, comment. And if you're listening to whatever platform, your podcast on the favorite platform, please go in and give a review so that more people can hear this. And don't forget now, right? We've got passion and potential that we're going to talk about. I know these went a little longer. I wanted to squeeze it all in, but I didn't want to shortchange part of the process here. All the P's today we're talking about, all the P's. Anyhow, I can't wait to see you soon. Don't forget to listen on Mondays for Biz Bite Mondays. Action steps that will transform your business. Some of these are taken directly out of my programs, my coaching and consulting programs. So it's the good stuff. I'll talk to you later.